Hello guys and welcome to the channel Fiction Reviewed. Today I'm going to introduce you 5 upcoming exciting anime you must be wary of. By the term upcoming anime, I don't mean series like My Hero Academia or Bleach which are getting the sequel seasons, but what I actually mean is the stories which are getting introduced as anime for the very first time. So, fasten your seatbelt as I take you for a ride of really exciting animes, which I'm sure some of them are really going to get a place in your hearts. But before getting into the video, if you want to support this channel, please subscribe and make sure to turn the bell icon on to get notified whenever I upload a new video. And let's begin! Taking the 5th spot in this list, we have Junji Ito's Uzumaki. It's a horror dark fantasy story set in the town of Kurozucho, which has been cursed by spirals. The story explores the supernatural events encountered by Kiri Goshima and Suichi Saito. It all starts from Suichi's father's observing snails and being really intrigued by the spirals. This interest quickly becomes an obsession and makes him act weird, stirring his food so it can appear as a swirl, making his eyes rotate individually so he can see the world as a swirl. This craziness comes to an end when he gets a barrel and makes himself into a spiral, crushing his bones and dying in the process. Like seriously, while reading the manga, this panel made me shiver down my spine. And it's not the only one from this manga. So out of curiosity, I even tried to take a look at his other works. Then I understood why people call him the king of horror manga. Junji Ito is a genius when it comes to art and maintaining suspense in his stories. On a personal note, I guess this art style is much more suitable for a live action than an anime adaptation. Speaking of which, it did have one, but after watching it, I'm sure it deserves better. The manga made its run from January 1998 to August 1999, just consisting of 20 chapters including a lost chapter. So its anime adaptation is even shorter with only 4 episodes. So basically, it's a mini-series. The anime release date has been postponed many times, but all we know for now that it will be released in the year 2023, so it better be worth this 24 years gap since its end. The fascinating giant monsters in front of which even the cities might look like a battleground. We know how it's still relevant to our sanity thanks to these monster-verse movies. We all loved those movies, especially for fights in which even a skyscraper seems as if they are meant to be a punching bag. And what if I tell you, if we are going to get an anime equivalent for these movies? How do you feel? Fascinated? And that's where we get to the 4th spot on this list, where we have Kaiju number 8 by Naoya Matsumoto. The story takes place in modern day Japan where giant monsters named Kaiju, not on a scale as of these monsters but with varying sizes, rampages through Japan on a regular manner. To counter this, an allied military force known as Defense Corps risk their lives daily to protect the citizens. But the story doesn't start with these Defense Corps, but the other group named Sweepers, who dispose the remains of such creatures after they are killed by the Defense Corps. The protagonist of this story, Kafka Hibino, is a 32-year-old man who is unsatisfied with his job as a sweeper. From a young age, he has aspired to join the Defense Corps and kill kaijus for a living. After a few failed attempts, however, he gave up on his dreams and resigned himself to the mediocrity that provided him a decent paycheck. Nevertheless, when an ambitious 18-year-old recruit named Lino Ichikawa joins his cleaning team, Kafka is once again reminded of his desire to join the Defense Corps. Following a chain of unfortunate events and an interaction with the junior sweeper, Kafka encounters a parasite-type kaiju that forces its way in through his mouth, turning him into a humanoid monster. With his newfound powers, Kafka aims to give his lifelong dream a final try. I have been following this manga for a long time, so I personally got excited after hearing its announcement. It's the most recent announcement from this list so far, so the date of release is yet to be announced, and I guess it will be released in the fall of 2023 or in the year 2024. Soccer is a very famous game. Many famous personalities like Ronaldo and Messi have gained their fame because of the popularity of the game. And the third anime of this list, Blue Lock, also revolves around the same game. The story basically starts with our protagonist Yoichi Isagi, a striker who failed to bring his high school soccer team to the national tournament, regretting his decision giving a pass when he had the chance to make a goal, but wonders if the result would have been different had he been more selfish. But later he gets a golden opportunity from the Japanese Football Association for the program called Blue Lock. Blue Lock program is initiated by Jinpachi Igo, an enigmatic and eccentric coach who can go to any extent to win his country the World Cup. Blue Lock is a prison-like facility where 300 strikers from high schools all over Japan are isolated and pitted against each other. The sole survivor will earn the right to become the national team striker and they who are defeated shall be banned from joining the team forever. Sounds like a safe for work version of Squid Game. Blue Lock is the journey of Isagi becoming the best striker in Japan, or maybe even the world. I dropped its manga around chapter 20 not because I didn't like it, but I am saving this to experience its anime adaptation, which is set to be released on October 9th, 2022. And also talking about popularity, if you are any much into pop culture, or at least in social media, there's a pretty high chance of you coming across these art journals. Where do you think these are from? Any guess? Like, of course guys, it's from the second spot of our list, which is Solo Leveling. Even if this manhwa has an excellent story written by Chugong, but Solo Leveling is primarily popular for its astonishing art and fighting sequences. All thanks to the hard work of late illustrator Sung Rak Jung. Like, look at this art. You can feel the animation even if it's just a static image. The story is set in a fantasy world where the gate randomly appears anywhere and connects the real world with the realm of magic and monsters. To defend themselves from these beasts, few people have awakened powers and become professionals known as hunters. The hunters are given ranks regarding their potential. But once a hunter is given a rank, they can't be promoted to higher levels even if how hard they might try. But in even much more rarer occasions, some hunters might get reawakened, which is the case with our protagonist, Sun Jing-woo. Before the reawakening, Sung is considered the world's weakest hunter as he gets injured even in a simple dungeons. After going through an unexpected catastrophe and a near-death experience, he finally wakes up in a hospital where he sees a game-like interface in front of him, giving quests. Unlike other hunters, whose powers are still limited even after the reawakening, but for Sung, who has the power of a protagonist, can increase his power by finishing the quests he's given, with seemingly no bounds to his potential. And the way the story connects all the dots as the time passes is just mind-blowing. That's a lot of explanation for this one. But this is not the end. This manhwa has the best art so far, then why not talk about its production? This series is getting produced by Japanese production house A1 Pictures. It has produced hits like initial seasons of 7 Deadly Sins, Sword Art Online, and Kaguya-sama Love is War. But it's kind of worrying me that A1 Pictures never delivered a Demon Slayer or Fire Force level animations. Yeah, some of you might see it unfair to compare these with some of the best animated shows so far, but to deliver this art and give justice to this series, if not just these levels, it might need even more than that. I don't know, but we could only hope for the best. Now talking about the music. What? Even the music? Yeah guys, didn't you notice the music I am playing in the background? Because the composer for this show is none other than the Hiroyuki Sawano. If that doesn't ring any bells to you, I'm sure his work could. He is the composer behind the epic music from entire Attack on Titan series so far. But that's not the only one. He even worked for series like Blue Exorcist, 7 Deadly Sins, and Cabaneri of the Iron Fortress. Listening to his music makes me feel so lucky to exist in his time of frame. With all this combined in this one show, nothing makes me more hype. Or is it? Like, what could even possibly top that? Yes guys, there is one. But before going to the top spot of our list, if you liked this video so far, then make sure you hit the thumbs up and also consider giving us your feedback in the comment section below. Okay, back to our list. To announce this, we might need the same music from before with the lights on. On the top of this list we have Chainsaw Man. Did you expect a scream from me? Sorry, but I might receive a flying slippers from my Asian parents who are sleeping beside this room. So, nah, I'm not going to take the risk. But for your satisfaction, Chainsaw Man! The hype for this show does make some sense. Whose writer possibly found trying to fly in real?
今から浮きます。
Who could even sing like that?
好きな牛乳メグミルク好きな生クリーム好きなアイスソフトクリーム僕は生きてる好きなたらこ明太子好きなカレーカツカレー好きなご飯コシヒカリ僕ら生きてる
Nope. Other than Tatsuki Fujimoto, No one could do that. Okay, jokes apart, the hype is unreal. Like the trailer for Chainsaw Man had more views than the final season of Attack on Titan. Like, really? More views than the most anticipated show out there? Its entire credit goes to its author Tatsuki Fujimoto and his previous works. After reading them, it made me wonder if Fujimoto sees the world just the way we do. Fujimoto has a very unique style for storytelling. His Fire Punch is the darkest story I have known so far. His one-shot manga Goodbye Eri had made me surprised with its cinematography. Yeah, for a manga, cinematography. Fujimoto never fails to surprise us with his stories, and Chainsaw Man is no exception for that. It follows the story of Denji, an impoverished young man who, after making a contract with a dog-like devil named Pochita, he fuses with Denji, granting him the ability to transform parts of his body into chainsaws. Denji eventually joins the Public Safety Devil Hunters, a government agency focused on fighting against devils whenever they become a threat to the world. This is just the basic information about the series, but experiencing it would be very different. Your perspective about a shonen anime will be changed after watching this show. Its story is unpredictable. Like in some instances where you might think that a character is getting along with the plot and they will last longer in the story, and guess what you get in the next day? That character dies, and even without giving any weight to the plot. You might think that I have dropped a major spoiler here, but the story is so unpredictable that there is no way you see it coming. And that's the beauty of the story. Even I can confidently say that you could have never expected a character like Denji as a shonen protagonist. He's not like a hero who puts their life on the line to rescue others. In the series, he definitely risked his life many times, but only for his personal preferences. There is only one statement that could define this series: breaking the stereotype. This is the upcoming project that I am the most hyped for. The anime is produced by Studio Mappa and getting released on 12th October 2022. And with that being said, we have finished the top 5 upcoming animes. See you guys in the next video, and thanks for watching.